Hi, everyone. It's Wednesday, August 6th. I'm hopping on a minute early today because we're still in Mercury retrograde and I wanted to account for any little mishaps. So I'm glad to be here. Happy hump day to everyone. Big week this week with the Lionsgate portal. We also have I think a full moon coming up. Is that right? Yeah. So big energies. I'm sure you're all feeling it. Well, thank you for joining me. I am Betsey Grady. I work with the Akashic Records. I've been doing this professionally as of this show today for 10 years. As a matter of fact, one of my clients and dear friend, our 10-year anniversary is coming up next week. So I was like, gosh, time flies. 10 years to be doing something day in, day out, you think you get tired of it, yet I'm not. I love every minute of it. And so grateful to be here, and I'm grateful to have the YouTube opportunity. I'm going to read the Akashic Prayer, take a second to connect, and then I've got a few questions that were emailed to me I'll get to. And then, of course, whatever you guys come up with today here as you're joining me. Hi, you guys. Okay, so if you feel like it, taking your little afternoon break here with me, take a minute and close your eyes and let yourself relax and just be open. Okay, I ask God if He will have a shield of love and truth around you permanently, so only God's love and truth will exist between you and me. I allow the masters, teachers, and loved ones of you to channel through me out of whatever realm to say whatever they wish. I ask the permission of the Lords of the Akashic Records, so I'm able to look into the records of you and remove whatever information I'm allowed. Okay. Okay. All right, let's see here. Okay. I love that we are doing this today on August 6th. And the guides, I always like to start to see what they want to bring in first, if they have a little message. And just for all of you people born on a 6th day, now that would also mean like the 15th or the 24th. So 6 is a number, and we can all appreciate this today. And this is just a little fun fact, but it's something you can all enjoy. So we're on the 6th day. For those of you born on the number 6th, not the 6th month, but the 6th day, whatever those numbers add up to, 6. 6 is ruled by Venus, and Venus is the goddess of love and beauty. And so 6 people tend to come into the world. And now, of course, you have your zodiac signs too that you're born on. And there's a whole blueprint of things that influence your journey here. But one of the things is the number that you're born on. And 6 people are here to just bring that beauty and love to the world. And 9. So for those of you born on the number 9, 9 is ruled by Saturn. And 9 is a number of conflict. Yet it doesn't have to mean like just constantly butting heads or fighting, but conflict in that 9 people are here. And the reason I'm talking about 9s is 9 people are here to kind of assist humanity. 9 people, they just want to wrap their arms around the world or their communities, and they want to be like harbingers of change and movements and causes. And so sometimes that's why it's called that number of conflict. Doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. But what's interesting is that 6 is the antidote to 9. So love is the antidote to conflict. And so it's just so funny. We're here on the 6th day, and the guide said, use this day, love and beauty, ruled by Venus, and tap into that somehow for yourself, whether, let's see here, not that you go like buy a new outfit to wear, anything like that, but look around your home. Is there something you want to do? Make a change there in your environment, because 6 is about being in aesthetically pleasing spaces. So is there something you want to do, or a space you want to create for yourself that just feels loving, that feels beautiful, that feels supportive? So think about that today. And it could be even cleaning out your car. That's what they said, not me. And so it's like, take time today to beautify your space in some way. Hang on here. Or just take that extra little effort in appreciating, looking in the mirror today and loving who you are, loving that you're here and that you chose this life and you are participating in this life. Even if things feel kind of shitty right now, in your world in some way, just remember, you chose to be here. We all chose to be here right now. We chose to go through COVID and a pandemic. We're choosing, to watch the landscape of the world change. So appreciate being here. Just appreciate yourself. And that's what they said, to use this 6th day to be in the vibration of 6. And um, and honor that love and beauty. And just imagine if you could channel the goddess Venus. And if that feels weird to you, then imagine you have a conversation with the goddess Venus. What would you ask her? What would you want to hear from her? What could you imagine the advice and guidance that she might offer you? So this is really fun. I've never had anything like this come in for them to start, and I think that's just so cool. That they're bringing in that message for us. So they said, while we're at it, tomorrow is a 7 day, and that is a day of, 7 is what they call the number of psychics and intuitives. It's ruled by Neptune, so it's kind of that watery realm. So let tomorrow be a day you really practice listening to your intuition and that inner voice or that inner guidance, or maybe do an exercise that allows you to connect with it, whether it's a quick meditation, whether it's a little just journaling with yourself in the morning, or just simply asking your guides, what's a word I need today that I can carry with me, and then listen and see what drops in your head. So Friday is the 8th, which is, hang on here. I'm just making sure this Friday is, I've got this cool little app called Moonlight. Oh, Friday's not the full moon. Oh, the full moon is Saturday, and it's in Aquarius. Okay, so Friday, August 8th, though, is the Lionsgate portal, which is a big deal. And I talked a little bit about that in last week's show, so I won't go into detail. But just sticking with the numbers, 8 is a powerful number, and it's considered by many in the Asian culture to be good luck, good fortune, abundance, and it's a coveted number. And so use that day. The Lionsgate portal is about manifesting, like the most powerful manifesting energy of the year is on this day in particular. And so they would invite you, the guides would invite you to, as you're practicing today the 6th, tomorrow the 7th, you'll be in that mode to practice for the 8th too. They said, use that 8 energy, use that morning. And they said to really pick one thing, just one thing that really is a strong heart's desire. And they said, allow yourself to raise your vibration to match that desire. And how you do that is just imagine yourself as if you're living in that desire already realized. And see what you would be doing, the choices you would be making, the things that you would be saying, um, conversations you might have with people. But they said to really be grateful, they said, for that opportunity to be in this powerful manifesting energy, to embrace the eight energy. Hold on one second here. You might want to, this is so much fun today. They are telling me that there are certain plants that you could get, and you might do that today or tomorrow. They're like money plants or abundance plants. There's certain areas of the house you might want to put them in. There's an abundance corner of your home. So think about all those things that you might want to do and have a little just acknowledge abundance in the universe on Friday morning. Acknowledge this is an abundant place to be in, and this is a giving universe. And really understand that you are so worthy of receiving, and this doesn't have to be a challenge. So allow yourself just today and these next few days to throw any limiting beliefs out the window and just allow yourself to be optimistic, enthusiastic, believing, trusting, and tapped into this divine energy. So remember, you are a divine being. You are a divine part of this universe. You are an extension from source. And so you are just as divine. And so tap into that feeling divine. And I sound like I'm preaching, don't I? But tap into that divine energy and align with it, because abundance, is divine. Money, if you want money is joy. That it has the same energy. And if that kind of makes you really think about that, yeah, allow yourself to be in that joy and really, really feel it. What fun. So because we talked about 9, Saturn and 9, Saturday, oh, how about that, is August 9th. And we'll be kind of winding down Mercury retrograde, but use that day maybe to think of a cause you want to support, you know? Um, yeah, how do you want to be in your community? And maybe you just say a little prayer for everybody in your community, and that's enough. Maybe you send a beautiful yellow light of optimism out in a vision to your community, and maybe that's enough too. So trust what comes to you. Okay, here, let's see. That was fun. So fun. Okay, we are. Oh, well, and then, of course, Saturday is the full moon, and it's in Aquarius. And Aquarius and nines are kind of similar in the sense that uh, humanity means something to them. So, wow, Saturday could be a really nice day to pray for the world, pray for your community, pray for your neighbors, send them light. Um, just imagine the earth, you know, sending its beautiful energy up into the souls of every person, that's walking this planet. And when I say souls, I was talking about feet, souls, like souls, of feet on the planet is what I was visualizing, but I guess it could be souls. So that's so cool. Thank you guys for that lovely message. All right. Okay, let me get to my questions. All right, I'm going to start with the questions that were emailed to me, and then we'll get to chat here live. Okie doke. Now, some of the questions that are emailed are generally personal, yet there's usually a message for all of us in them. Okay, here we go. The person I was in a romantic relationship with last, was he trying to deceive me? Was I right to break up and block him forever? Okay, let's see here. I am not hearing that is the case. I am hearing that old lenses that you are looking at things with. Um, I am hearing certainly boundaries could be more defined, yet communication would solve that. So I'm not hearing that he was out to deceive you. Um, However, if you feel that need so strongly to block, this person and protect yourself, then you need to honor that. Given what the guides are saying, it might be helpful to you revisit on why you had that perspective, and is that a perspective um, that's been with you for a long time, that you've seen in many people? Because I would say it might be something in your perspective that needs to be soothed or healed in some way. So, okay. Okay. The rug was pulled out from under me. My landlord is selling the place I live, and I have 30 days to get out. It's hard finding a place to rent with 3 cats, and obviously I do not want to get rid of them. Am I going to find a place where I can keep them? It's literally breaking my heart. Well, I could certainly understand that. That's a lot of fear and insecurity and uncertainty to be in. And it's really hard to make a decision when you're in that place with any sense of clarity. So the guides are saying they've kind of sped things up for you, almost like you're going to end up having to make a decision that maybe you haven't thought out well, but they don't want you to. That's the point. They said sometimes, and it's not just for you, we down here can get in our heads and we can overthink and overthink and overthink. And then when we do, we get into that thinking space and fail to take any action. And so what they're saying is you will end up taking action that feels forced and scary. It feels fast. Yet they said part of this is that faith, part of this is that trust, part of this is like you getting into a new phase of your life and your journey. And they said on the other side of this will be peace, and there'll be new things to look forward to. So as uncomfortable as it is and as scary and daunting, they're saying yes, you will find a place. And it may not have all the things that you want and need on the outset. It's kind of like you can't judge a book by the cover, right? They said so you might see this space and outwardly it doesn't look right, but they said on the inside or after the move, you'll see, and you'll feel better. So, okay. I am starting my pet loss group on September 6th, but so far, 6, how about that? The love and beauty. But so far, we've not had any interest. Do you see this group taking off, or will it need to be postponed? So I love that question. The guides are saying even 2 can be a group. And it is important to just start, to put the energy out there and be in it, and let the energy begin to take off for itself. So I am hearing stick with your plan and stay your course. It's funny. I used to listen to this guy called Michael Neal, and I think he called himself back in the day. He was a Hay House author back in the day, and he called himself Super Coach. But I love his stuff, and I just looked him up recently too, and he's still churning out things, and he's just got little nuggets of wisdom that have really stuck with me. But one thing he said when he first started out, he had this big idea. He was going to rent conference rooms in hotels and just give, talks and share his words of wisdom. And he was like putting out flyers. And this was back, obviously, before we had so much social media access. And he said he had done all his promoting, flyers and ads and whatever. And his first conference, he was so excited. He'd rented a room. I don't know if it was like for 100 or 200. And he said like 5 people came. And while he initially was deflated, he said he just gave that talk to those 5 people that he was going to give to 200 people. And he said, but it got him out there, and he started, and then he went on to write several books and, sell out shows and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I would remember that story and just know when your heart's in it and you are doing something that you know is going to benefit the world in some way, then just keep doing it. And it will, remember, a pet group that you're starting has its own Akashic records too. And so it has its own vibration. And you're, starting this, creating this, you're lining up with this. So trust in the power of that light of this group to spread on its own, if that makes sense, in addition. So hopefully that's helpful. Okay. All right, so I am feeling kind of hopeless with my current job. I'm not sure if I should get a new job, and if I should, how long will it take? Because I feel like I haven't been able to find another job in my field. Okay. It's interesting. I'm hearing part of this is happening. Looks like stay in your current job right now and maybe just reduce your hours a little bit. But I am hearing to look for a space to rent for your work, for what you do, and create your own business. Now, I'm not hearing jump from one to the other. I'm hearing to start creating your own business on the side and let that begin to build up. And so it might feel like it requires a big investment for some of the things you will need. Yet I am hearing to be open to that. I'm hearing that you actually can have a successful business all of your own doing what you do. And I don't know if that's something you've thought about already or dreamed of already, but I am hearing to kind of make a business outline, like really look at this professionally, make a business outline. What would your mission statement be? What would you like to, offer in this business? Remember, all successful businesses create a service that fills a need. So how will your business, fill needs of the community you're in? What services will you offer? How can you make that unique? Is there something you do or can do that makes what you do different, that would fill maybe a niche or a need? Can you create a space that is something enhances what you do? I'm not sure, but think about that. I would say you're going in that direction, and that's why you can't really find something that you're excited about. It's really because you're meant to create that place for yourself. But again, I'm not hearing to jump from one to the other. I'm hearing to gradually start the other and let that grow until you move to that full time. And I am hearing that your energy around this, part of this is some personal work, I would say. There's some healing you have to do, believing in yourself and trusting that you can do that. But it looks like you will be successful when you are your own boss, if that makes sense. Okay, thanks for asking. Okay, I've got a couple more here. I started a Reiki business, filed my LLC in October 24 for the numerology. I started practicing in 2025. I'm in a year-long Reiki 3 training and did Reiki 1 and 2, 6 weeks each last year. Looking for any insights the guides have to offer about my business. Mm-hmm. Okay. So they are, well, first they say thank you for being open to continuing to share this work. And they are Okay, they have a couple of ideas for you. They would like for you to have some kind of online presence. Now, this is more just to share information about Reiki and what you can do with Reiki. And it might be even sharing some of the prayers or some of the rituals around it that you do without, revealing whatever's not to be revealed. But they're saying how Reiki can help. And all the ways Reiki can help. Now, one thing they are saying, there's a woman, I want to say Penelope Quest. I might have her last name wrong, but she wrote a book called Reiki for Life. And as a matter of fact, I always give that book out when I teach Reiki classes, because she wrote in that book all these different ways to be creative with Reiki. And that would be something worth sharing, that you not only do Reiki for the healing, effects on the body, the mind, the emotions, all of that. You can use Reiki and the distance symbol to do so much more. And people don't even think about that. So I would say be open to all the ways you can use Reiki. Like, just an example, when I go on, what I say MBOs a lot now. And I still use Reiki, and I'll get in my car if I have to go on a long journey. I will send Reiki to each tire in the car. I will send it to the engine. I will imagine it, I'll ask Reiki with the distance symbol to float out ahead of me and pave the path so I have smooth sailing. So it's things like that. And it's like you can introduce people to using Reiki for those things. And even, so it's a service you can offer to people, to do Reiki for them, and even just the little things. So, but it's more your knowledge of it that you're putting out there, little tidbits, little ideas, stories even, and it kind of will begin to identify you as an expert, if that makes sense. And so people will really begin to seek that out. So tell some stories of where you've seen it really heal people or make a difference in someone's life. And the more you share with the things that you're doing, even if it's a little newsletter for your clients, a weekly Reiki tip, I know I do that. I'm just hearing that too will begin to grow. So remember to send Reiki to your space. Remember to send Reiki, to the name of your business. And just watch how it grows. This will be fun. Okay. All right, here is my question. What part of me is asking to be seen, heard, or healed? Ooh, all right. Let's see if the guides can answer that. What part of me is seen, healed? All right. All right. I am not getting a specific yet on that. Let's see here. I'm not hearing that there's anything in particular that they would focus on right now. They said so much of the work that you're already doing in this lifetime is balancing other lifetimes and assisting in the healing. Here. They are telling me an old acquaintance, might be a love interest that is from, looks like, oh my goodness, I want to go to high school, might be even younger. There was a hurt there that needs to be I would say softened, released, soothed. Mm-hmm. I keep going back to age 8, and then I'm going back to 14. It looks like there's, I don't know if your heart got hurt at that time or you hurt someone's heart at that time, but it looks like uh, to soothe whatever happened there in the way of the heart. They said that would be helpful. Not that you have to contact that person or anything, but go back to who you were at that time and what you were thinking and feeling and being, and give that part of your feeling and being, and give that part of yourself permission to go be free, be that child or whatever age, you know, that that holds for you. So hopefully that helps, points you in a new direction or something to work on. Thank you for asking. Okay, let's see what we have here for those of you joining live. All right, can you ask your guides to see what the interval between lives is for most incarnations? I know that it varies, but is there an idea of how many Earth years it takes to plan the next life? Interesting. Well, oh, that's so much. That probably could be a discussion all on its own in one show. Because the guides are saying, you know, our understanding with our human mind of past lives and lifetimes is not quite accurate in the sense that there are parallel lives happening, and they want you to be open to understanding that. And it's like everything exists in now, you know, past, present, future all exist now. So all of these lifetimes exist now. And so if we make our transition, say in this lifetime, we get into that place, life between lives, and we decide what this part of our soul wants to go do next. The guides are saying there's not necessarily any set time. The soul chooses that time also. And if the soul wants to go, what I would say, back in time to a different century, all of that's available. If the soul wants to wait, you know, for something to happen on the earth, then that soul chooses to wait until it sees things in the state it wants to come into. I don't know if that makes sense. So really, I'm not hearing that there's any particular Earth live time frame that exists. It's still that is part of the soul's individual choice. I know I have done readings where I've seen a soul pass one day and literally come in the next day. It's just amazing. So I would say it's all possible. Hopefully that helps you think about that a little more. If you have something else, we could see if there's something more specific, then let me know. Okay. Hi, Kendra. Hi, Linda. Okay. Okay. I took a job where they had these awesome stock company benefits. They've taken these away moving forward. Can you see if the guides see anything job related for me? Oof. I'm hoping you got to keep what you already got, and that they didn't take those away. Let's see here. I am hearing, well, you know what? It's like one thing I'm hearing is that you've never really had issues with jobs, and you can kind of dictate what you want and what you want to experience, I would say you might have a little negotiating room. I'm sure it's a company wide policy that they took that away going forward. Looks like something's getting ready to happen with that. But I feel like there's other companies that would gladly take you if you wanted. Hang on one second. Oh, yeah, that's a bummer. Let's see. I would, from the guides, saying shop around, see what else is out there, because every position you've taken has been better and better. And so this could be that nudge to move towards something better. So let me see here. But I would still hold on to them. I guess, I don't know if you have to stay with the company to keep them or how that works, but I feel like you have negotiating room there if you want to find some kind of compensation, just a little bit more in lieu of losing those stock options, because I feel like they don't want to lose you, but that you still can better your position, if that makes sense. Hopefully that's helpful. Okay, am I on my life path and accomplishing my life path's goals? What are some of those goals that I'm here for? Well, okay, I don't know if I can answer all of those. Will August 8th Lionsgate be positive for me and my husband and our family? Thank you. Okay, my life path, what's my life path goals? What are some of those goals? So I'll tell you this. If we are here, we're on our path. And because really our life's purpose is this life, if that makes sense. And it is the journey we're having. Your work is to walk in awareness. Your work is to live authentically and honor what's in your heart. And that's hard, because so many of us have been trained and conditioned to put other people's experiences, a priority over ours. And so we've kind of lost a sense of that inner compass, that inner voice. Yet find your way back to it, because that's really what you're here to do. You're here to honor the heart guidance, if that makes sense. So you can't get off your path. You can take, I would say detours, yet it's all still part of the path. So what you can do, anybody can do, this is a great question for everybody, is if you have, like if you're fascinated by something, if you can't get enough of something, or if there's just something you love doing, then there's a calling in there for you. I always tell people, that love to get readings and that get readings often, that just love it. I'm like, there's a reason, because you have a talent in there somewhere too. So remember, what we are good at, what is innate within us somehow, what is a gift we came in with, is something we are drawn to, something that we just find we go back to over and over. And so I would spend some time thinking about that and what is that for you, because I would say there's still gifts that you have to tap into. Now, the guides aren't going to tell you that right now, because they want you to spend some time reflecting and really thinking about your life, and even go back to, what you love. And when I was 12, I don't even know how I knew this word, but I wanted to be a psychologist. And I still don't know how I knew that. But, when I went to college, that's what I started in. And of course, got sidetracked, whatever. But the guides found a way to bring me back to working with people in this way. And it's not psychology. But my life experiences have led me to be able to do so much personal work and be in so many different positions that I can talk to all kinds, of walks of life, so to speak. So, and I really like doing what I'm doing, in the sense that I can't imagine just being not knocking a psychologist, because I think that work is phenomenal and so helpful. Yet I'm like, wow, this is like even better for me. And but the guides still found a way to bring me there. Does that make sense? So they will make use of whatever choices and decisions you're making. Your work is to follow your joy, follow your heart, follow what lights you up. So hopefully that's helpful. And the 8th Lionsgate, positive for me and my husband and our family. So, yeah, yes, I'm hearing set that intention that morning. One of the wonderful things you can do, that phrase, something wonderful is going to happen today. Let that be the first thing you and every person in your family says that morning, before your feet hit the floor when you're waking up. Or put those Post-it notes around the night before, so when you go make your coffee or tea, that Post-it note's sitting there, or you go into the bathroom and that Post-it note's there. Put that in your car. So take some time today, tomorrow, and put those little Post-it notes around that something wonderful is going to happen today, and watch what does. Okay. Okay. No one has access to my records. I am Archangel Azrael. All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Illusions are the fall of mankind, and there are no guides or access to the tree of life. I am saying that they read the records or channel my past lives like Solomon. Okay. Well, Metal Ed, I'm not sure what you're saying, but that's all right. Thanks for joining us. Okay. Could my port from chemotherapy be causing all my health problems? Okay. Ooh, that's a big one. Let's see here. I'm not hearing that's the case. I'm hearing it's something else. I'm not hearing it's your port. Okay. All right. Interesting food for thought on that, the parallel lives, huh? Let's see here. You guys are so funny. Lord Kalki, save us. Now, I don't know who Lord Kalki is, but thank you for joining us too. I welcome all. I trust the guides bring who's meant to be here and play in this time we have together. So if y'all have any other questions today, this was fun. I say go be in that 6 energy. Oh, wait, let me see. I got to put some different cards here. Actually, you know what? I've got... let's do the Light Seers Tarot. How about that? I'm going to draw a card from here. I haven't used this one in a while. I'll show you that. Okay. I'm not looking. Let's just see what kind of card we can... What do the guides want to say here in the card? Page of Cups. Y'all hang on a second. I will read that. I don't know tarot, really. I have to look it all up. Page of Cups. Oh, it's funny. A dreamer, serendipity, creativity, new unexpected trajectories, magic and synchronicity, an open and joyful heart, sensitivity and naivety and romance, being motivated by innovative ideas. The world is my flourishing oyster, and I'm excited to see what happens next. Now, right, is that not just perfect for what the guides were saying about using the numbers this week? I love it. I love it. So that could be a phrase that you say. The world is my flourishing oyster, and I'm excited to see what happens next. That could be something you put on your Post-it notes and put it around. But the guides are giving us that energy this week. They're just acknowledging that it's here for us to tap into. So I say go have a beautiful week and just leverage this, Lionsgate portal, leverage the energy of the full moon, um, and really feel your worth and your divinity in all of this. So, missed you in Alabama yesterday. Oh, I know, I missed being there. Whew. Okay. All right, you guys. Thank you for joining live today. Thank you for sending your questions and presenting them here. Go be in that six energy, and yeah, just appreciate yourself and all that is. Okay. Thank you. I'll see you next week.